When it comes to creating content for your service provider business, you probably fall into two categories. One, you're like, I don't know what to post, so I don't do it. Or on the flip side, you're like, I'm posting, but I feel like it's getting no traction. It's not doing anything for me. Why doesn't this work? The truth is, most service provider businesses and freelancers are wasting time on creating content that does not bring in their ideal clients. Or even worse, they are just stuck not creating anything at all because they figure they don't have anything good to say or that they don't have time. And there's a few reasons for why these two mistakes happen. So number one, they are looking at influencers who have a completely different business model and assuming that they need to be posting that type of content or getting that much engagement. They're chasing likes and comments and metrics that don't actually translate to business results, which is generating qualified leads that turn into clients. So in this video, I'm going to break down how to go from feeling ignored to actually creating content that attracts high-paying clients without endless hours of creating content that goes nowhere. I'm going to show you how to create posts that build genuine interest in your services, that capture attention and build the trust needed to bring these ideal dream clients straight to your inbox. This is not going to require endless hours of creating content and posting. It's about creating high impact posts and making the most of your time. Because if you're anything like me, you're juggling 1,000 different things in your business. You might be a one-man band and you don't have this huge content production budget or team to help facilitate this stuff. So I'm going to show you in this video exactly how to make every post count. So let's talk about why content even matters for service-based businesses who are marketing themselves. Number one, it builds trust and positions you as the expert. It's your ability to show up in a niche or industry and prove that you have knowledge and expertise and just share what it is you know, what you've experienced in a way that connects directly with the client. We want to know that the person we're doing business with has expertise, whether that be certain certificates and training, whether it's, showing that you're continuing your education. I know, for example, I love when I see my hairstylist is taking workshops and, getting trained on certain techniques because I know that she's always going to be coming to me with the latest in how to turn someone's hair blonde without making them look crazy, right? It also just keeps you top of mind and reminds people that you exist. This is the thing with content creation, is that we get so in our heads about what to post and making it perfect, when in reality, what if your only goal was just to remind people that you exist, to just pop up and let people know that you're still alive, you're still offering your service. I think we tend to assume that everybody is always thinking about us, that they'll always remember us when, that referral opportunity comes up. But unless we're constantly showing up and repeating ourselves and our message, which can feel really redundant for us, it's actually necessary if you are a service-based business. If you are self-employed and running your own thing, you need to be constantly reminding people what it is you do and who you do it for so that you become top of mind. It's also going to help tremendously in attracting premium clients that have budgets, that understand why they should be investing in what it is you do. Posting content online and becoming an authority raises your profile in their eyes and makes you this sought after person because you're building a brand around yourself. Now, the reason a lot of us say, well, I don't know what to post, and then you see someone else and they seem to always have something clever to post, it's because they're following a framework and content pillars. So I'm going to explain to you the types of posts that you should be sharing, and the way they work together tells this story, even though they're different types of posts. The biggest issue is that if you're just, let's say, relying on something like case studies or client testimonials, that over and over again becomes redundant. You have to mix it in with other types of posts that tell a story about who you are and what you do and the value you bring that doesn't seem overly repetitive. And these pillars that I'm going to share with you, I don't know if you consider them pillars or just topics, but this is going to really pull out some really original, unique stuff for you to be posting about. So let's jump right into it. So the first type of post I want you to focus on is authority stories. So share examples of how you have successfully solved a client's problem or delivered an exceptional result, right? How I helped this type of client with this result. Let's say you service real estate agents. You could say something like, I recently helped a real estate agent refine their marketing strategy to attract higher end buyers. Instead of generic home listings, we focused on storytelling in her property descriptions and client testimonials. And within 2 months, she closed 3 sales in the $1 million range, all from a simple messaging shift. If you're in real estate and you want to attract more buyers, let's talk. Next is vulnerability stories, right? So you're going to want to talk about challenges that you've personally faced in your business and the journey to how you overcame them. This is not oversharing anything that would be deemed unprofessional. Vulnerability stories, I feel like, is just like a whole topic in and of itself. Like, I know I've definitely shared things about my personal life in my content, and it's uncomfortable, but I also think there's a line. Like, I see some people sharing things where I'm like, don't talk about that. I personally don't think you should jeopardize your reputation and your level of professionalism, but you still want to be human, right? That's why I do share things that are personal about myself online, like my faith, because yes, it's more personal and it's vulnerable, but I also think it's important for people to know who I really am before they do business with me and what I believe in. So examples of this type of vulnerability post for your business could be like, hey, here's what I wish I knew when I first started my consulting business. So for example, if you are a web designer, when I first started out as a web designer, I was really afraid to push back on whenever a client would give me a suggestion that I didn't think aligned with their ultimate business goal. But now I've grown more confident because I've studied X, Y, and Z design, and I can act as an educator to my clients and sharing with them why these are most likely to convert on the page and why I think they should do it this way. It's basically saying like, hey, I had this struggle. I was afraid to push back on clients. Then I basically learned, then I grew in myself and my business and my skills, and here's how it's going to benefit my clients moving forward, right? We always tell stories in a way that ultimately shows us in a certain light as how we want to be seen by the client, which in this example that I gave would be somebody who is growing and who is learning to offer expertise to their clients. The next is your beliefs and your philosophies. So you want to highlight your core beliefs about your work and about the industry, as well as the guiding principles that you rely on. So I'll just give you a prime example for my own business. As someone in the brand messaging and copywriting space, something I believe in firmly for my clients is being really clear and really direct in homepage copy on a website, right? So there's a lot of people who try to get really cute and create slogans and taglines and like highly branded stuff on their homepage. And something that I firmly believe in and will always push back on is that you need to prioritize clarity over being cute. So yes, a certain tagline or slogan might be like cute and smart and witty and funny, but if the person who lands on that page doesn't know what you do within 2 seconds, they are off the page. So I'll always come back to those core tenets of what I have seen to be highly converting copy for clients, how to structure and write their homepage in a way that converts, even though there might be temptations or differing advice to go in different directions. I'm always going to stick with those guiding principles. And I learned that from the people I follow in this space, like Donald Miller, who talks about brand messaging. So get really clear on what it is you believe brings people success in your business and stick to that. So let's say that you're a lawyer and you're selling contracts to creatives online. You could say, hey, listen, I know that it's cheaper and that people will always suggest that you go and get these templated contracts, but here's the value of actually working with a contracts lawyer who will fully protect your business. And you list the reasons why and what you've seen in your experiences and why you are going to stick with, no, you really should have a lawyer draft up your agreements and contracts and not use these templates. Those are your guiding principles, your philosophies, your values, your beliefs. The next is common myths. So there's a lot of things said in a lot of different industries that you can push back on if you don't agree with them. For example, you could address misconceptions that hold clients back from actually taking action and doing business with you. This is the most effective way to do the misconceptions, right? So this could be like the truth about this fitness industry thing and how it is sabotaging your weight loss, right? So let's say you're a personal trainer or you're a nutritionist. You could say something like, here's why taking all of those high intensity Orange Theory fitness classes that tell you how many calories are burned, here's why that's actually not what you should be focusing on for weight loss. Here is actually what matters most when it comes to weight loss, which is your nutrition, your protein intake, and doing total daily expenditure of calories, meaning how much you move throughout the day, stand up, sit, walk, all of that stuff. That's an example of busting a myth in your industry in a way that brings attention and awareness to what it is you do as a nutritionist or trainer. Here's another really compelling post. I call it the what's at stake post. So we can create a really compelling story around why somebody should do business with us or why we're the best, but unless there is something at stake, people don't take action. So this is something we talk about in the copywriting and marketing world all the time. What is the consequence of them not taking action on your service? Because if your service or your product is seen as a nice to have versus a real issue that's going to cause problems if they don't work with you, the urgency isn't there. So we always want to be painting a picture of like not only the great results that other people have gotten with us and the awesome results that they could get with us, and here's examples of great work. We want to tell them why they have to stop waiting to pursue this service and do it now. So I just did this writing homepage copy for one of my clients who offers virtual bookkeeping services, and something we did at the end of her website was just draw out like what is at stake if you keep doing this yourself, if you keep trying to manage your own books. What are the negative consequences on your business versus outsourcing it to her virtual bookkeeping services? So we created a section for her website, which is how much is DIY bookkeeping costing you, right? So how much sanity and time is it stealing from your business each month? You could be overpaying on taxes. There's, time you'll never get back because you're struggling with spreadsheets and less time on what actually matters and not having clear numbers. So every time you want to invest in something or make a decision, every financial decision feels like risky or guessing, right? These are things that resonate with business owners who prioritize knowing their numbers and therefore should be outsourcing bookkeeping to a professional versus wasting time doing it on their own. Now, one of the easiest ways to streamline this whole process is to make sure that your website copy is telling a concise, streamlined brand story, meaning the client knows exactly what you do and how it benefits them and why they should work with you within 5 seconds of visiting your website, right? So your website and your messaging, your core messaging on your homepage should be your home base. It should be where all the other messages stem from. Your email marketing, your social media posts, all of the marketing functions and even sales functions in your business should stem from a brand script. And that is something that I specialize in helping freelancers and service-based business owners do. I basically pull out the stories and experiences and expertise that you have and help you position yourself uniquely in your industry so that clients know who you are and want to do business with you. I would love to help you get clear on your unique positioning so that you can stop the constant hustle and actually create messages that resonate with clients so that they're excited to work with you, so that they're landing in your inbox and you're not hustling so much for clients who are price shopping. The whole goal is to make you an in-demand service-based business. So if you're interested in working with me, hit the link down below and get in touch with me. I would love to meet you and learn more about your business.